Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. So I'm doing a fire ceremony again tonight. I wasn't going to because it's really cold and I had a late start at work today and was brought to the area where I do the fire ceremonies twice today through work. And the first time I was like, yeah, I know I have to do a fire ceremony soon. The second time I was like, okay, I know I have to do it today. Fine. So here we are. So most of this is basically the stuff from the last few ceremonies that I need to put in the fire. But what I found here today is this stick that almost looks like a root, and it was sitting in the water, or like where it gets flooded by water regularly, and since it's so freezing cold, it froze, like it's now covered in ice, right? So I was thinking this is actually perfect for showing the ice cold emotions of the toxic male and female patterns, interactions, dynamic, and so on. And basically most of this is connected to that, because what became clear to me today too is the narcissistic dynamic as well as the toxic male and female, and all of our karmic interactions, everything comes out of separation from each other. Like, we separate ourselves from the other, and that is all part of the fear programming and the rejection that we've experienced growing up. And all of that has the same root cause. We did not get unconditional love and true acceptance for who we are when we were growing up. So we spent our whole lives judging others, rejecting others, pushing them away, or, you know, any of the behavior that's toxic basically falls under this category. Because if we're truly happy within ourselves, then our whole surrounding changes and the whole dynamic and everything changes. Anyway, I don't want to talk too long because it took me a while to get the fire started because it was windy and some of the wood was actually wet. So I do want to really put some of that wax in there because we have a bunch of wax, but I do want to quickly talk about it. And so basically we have the wax from the ceremony from the toxic healing from the toxic male energies, and it was also a male fertility one that where it ended up looking like the Tower of Evil. So I know there has to be more healing, and a lot of strong emotions came up in that ceremony. So I know there's still a lot that needs to like come up and be healed. And there's more wax that broke off, and I just left it in here because like I had to clear these so that I can also put the quinoa, like the seeds, right, into the fire. So I couldn't keep them covered in wax the way I had them. Then from the female healing and fertility healing and toxic female energies and dynamic, etc., the wax came off in one piece, actually even without needing any hot water or anything. But look, now it just looks like there's a big empty hole, aside from it not wanting to burn at first and me having to actually put a whole new wick in there to actually get it burning again. So that also clearly shows that whole toxic female dynamic. There's clearly a big hole in the heart. Come on, like a hole in the female heart. Okay, then this was the candle from us being star seeds, right? Then these two are from the dental healing. I should put it this way because on the tray I had the bone with the white candle on the right, and on the left the red wax around the white candle representing the gums. So that was for like an infection in the bone and bleeding gums. That's gonna go in. Then These two red candles were for the twin flame healing, and the ribbon was like for the joining, for the union. And the black heart, I kind of shaped it because that was from the banishing candle, of banishing all the dark stuff. And I poured wax into the jar that it was in and ended up forming pretty much a perfect black heart, which is totally representative. But the second time, it was too late. Like, it was already fully like hardened, and like that's how it was at the rim of the. Oh, actually, I think it was the black cup that I was using. Anyway, then more mustard, and that was shown to me today too, that I needed more mustard to get rid of some of that toxic stuff. And then the papers that I usually use to take notes, and here access denied, healing for the male reproductive system, and what we look like healed. And I can show that again, but I want to get it started. And I have a bit more salt here in case we need to banish more, but that may not be necessary. And the hat, the camo hat, to represent the abuse of the toxic male control, as in like the way governments ran countries and like controlled it with the military and stuff, right? I mean, on the one hand, it was for protection, but on the other hand, it was also an abuse of power, right? So, yeah, we want to move into any and all healthier dynamics and interactions and systems in the future, right? So, let's smudge. Let our energies be cleansed and renewed, and take away anything dark, evil, and low vibrational, any and all black magic, evil witchcraft, spells, curses, hexes, parasites, and AI, and flood us with massive amounts of healing light, unconditional love, blessings, and protections, and an abundance in all areas of our lives. And so it is, all my relations. Wow, and I'm just noticing something as well that's actually really cool. So this log, it's the second time I'm using it. So at the bottom, it started burning more. Let me see if you can see that properly here. So this is part of that log. And look at this. It's like a chimney. The smoke is starting to blow out of here. There's the hole where the smoke is coming out. Look at this. Oh my gosh. And every time when I see chimney smoke, I think of the totally toxic, evil stuff that happened during Nazi times, and how much healing still needs to be done from a lot of that. And that is just one of the examples of total and complete abuse of power, like represented by this camo, right? And this happens worldwide in different cultures, or it happened in different times throughout history. So there's a lot of healing that we have to do, like, for everything that happened. Anyway, before I go on, let's call in our spirit guides. Dear Creator, higher power, source and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, dear Mother Earth, and our ancestors that are in the light, great spirit of the fire and the air, earth, and water. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, banishings, and protections with all of your powers. Thank you. Okay, so please, I'm actually going to start with this one. So this is the only new addition. Please help us heal from any and all toxic, icy, ice cold emotions and interactions where the feelings of love were not properly expressed, or where we were unable to express what we were feeling. All of that inability to show and express love, and especially unconditional love. So this is, yes, thank you. So this is a symbol of conditional love, where it can be cold and withheld and not properly expressed and shown, all of that shall be burnt away and transmuted by the fire, transmuted into love and light, and returned to source energy. And with that, see, I thought I would start with the wax, and here we go with doing the opposite. One sec. And let all of that be fully and completely banished out of our lives.